Yeah, the last book, Suicide, Murder, Violence, Assessment and Prevention. It's my swan song really on mental health. I started in 1971. I retired in 2012, but I'm elected District Health Board member, so I'm still involved in health. But the last 16 years of my career I was in Queensland. And one of the jobs I had there was forensic triage in the prison service. And basically the prison service really just wants to know whether they have to deal with the patient or the patient has to go to the mental health service. They just want to know how to manage the patient. They don't give a damn whether he's mentally ill or not. They want to know who looks after him, us or them. And if a patient commits suicide or someone commits a murder, especially in a private prison, which I worked, they lose 60 to 90,000 a year. So there's a lot of pressure on me to get things right start, and as it turned out, it was the best thing that could have happened to me, because all the experience I had learnt me to put one and one together and get two rather than three or four or five. And I started off in 71, as I said, and the prevailing theory that was then was social causation, but that's basically bullshit in my opinion. It's basically a genetic illness, and the signs are obvious if you do a proper visual observation rather than asking questions, because at the end of the day you're asking a person whose mind is not working right to interpret symptoms. So the current methods of assessment are nonsense, and that's why so much goes wrong in mental health, particularly the high suicide rate that New Zealand and Australia has. So this is my third book really in mental health. The first one was Suicide and Mental Health in Australia and New Zealand. This one's a lot shorter, and I've cut out everything of it. I cut about 2/3 of it out, and I've made it so you can't miss what you need to do when you do an assessment. So it's a handover to the next generation and the generation after that of mental health staff, and it's take it or leave it. You can believe me or not, but it's a lot of it's ancient history. It's how to get things right within 7 to 15 minutes.